Tariffs will change how much we pay for goods. Aloha and welcome to Hawaii Preppers Network 808. Now that we pretty much have a heads up on what's coming in 2025 when it comes to tariffs, it's more than prudent and wise to stock up on everything you use on the daily, because a great majority of what we use and consume will be affected. These tariffs will gradually roll out over the course of 2025. So let's go over the products and items that will be affected and how you may want to stock these ahead of the higher prices, because we all know that it's the consumers and businesses that will feel the impacts of these higher prices the greatest in their pockets. Okay, now this list is quite vast. I think everybody knows that by now. So I may not go over the entire list. But I'm going over some of the major items that majority of us will totally be affected with, because we use a lot of these things on the daily. So one of the many items that will be affected by the tariffs are electronics and the electronic parts. So if you have computers, you have all these different devices, these phones, you're talking all of the parts and components that you add on to that as well, which helps it to function a lot more better. You don't basically need a lot of those things, but a lot of people do opt to buy into all these other additional parts and items for their devices or for their computers. Gamers will definitely be affected because they have a lot of add-ons to that to amplify and make their gaming experience even more extreme and more fun for them as well. But electronics definitely will be affected, as well as the printers that we use on the daily. So stock up if you're thinking of buying more of this, and you have maybe one or two, or maybe your computers or phones are slightly older. You might want to think about getting a newer version. So if you have the funds and you can find a great deal on electronics, do stock up on whatever it is that you use electronically. The next would be appliances, your home appliances, your refrigerators, your ovens, your microwave ovens, all of the home appliances that you have. Same thing, if you have older appliances and they're ready to kick the bucket, you might want to think about stocking up on these appliances for your home ahead of time, because that's definitely going to be affected. We're definitely going to have to be paid more, probably between 20% depends, each item. I'm not sure how much percentage the tariffs are going to, it's going to be enacted on these items, and you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait and see how much more you're going to end up paying. So if you can get these items for a lot less, you want to do it like yesterday ahead of time before the prices go even higher, and find great deals as well. So appliances is another. Furniture is another. So if you had your eye on a couch, or you had an eye on a particular piece or a set of furnitures, you might want to look into purchasing that one too ahead of time before that goes up as well. If you can find great deals online, or if you want to do secondhand, or you want to go to Facebook Marketplace, that's another option for you. There's other websites that can offer you great deals and great prices as well on either new and or used furniture. But know that time is of the essence, and you might want to stock up ahead of time. And if your furniture is ready to kick the bucket as well, hey, you might as well get it while the prices are still good right now, before a tariff is enacted and that percentage and price is going to cost you even more. In fact, if you know how to build your own furniture, that's even better. If you know someone in the service industry of building furniture, you might want to hook up with them, and they can give you a great deal as well. So furniture is another. Okay, a lot of materials will be affected in everything that we use, consume on the daily, whether it's through electronics, appliances, furniture as well. But we're talking steel, aluminum, and just a great majority of all of the materials will literally be affected in the tariffs. So that just tells you right there, everything compounded materials takes materials to build things. It takes materials to make that product for us to buy and to enjoy and to have in our homes that perhaps we may need to use. It takes aluminum to create the canned goods, to have the foods in these cans. So right there in and of itself tells you to stock up on food, because that's definitely going up as well, because the material that it holds all this food in it kind of makes you think, right? Speaking of materials, our solar panels will be affected as well. Everything, just literally everything. And if you have solar panels, all those components, all the parts, all the materials that it takes for that solar panel to work will cost you a lot more. So you might want to look into the solar panels. If your solar panels are not in the greatest of shape, look into what you can do to save a little bit more money ahead of time and get your newer solar panels in place now. Once again, parts, material will affect everything that we are consuming and using on the daily, and that includes automobiles as well. So your new and used automobiles will definitely see a significant rise in prices when it comes to the tariffs. Nothing is made and manufactured in America. All the parts and everything we have to get from outside of our country, which we have been getting from outside of our country. So that kind of really sucks. We kind of really did it to ourselves. So yes, automobiles will definitely be high. And so if you're not looking around now, I would highly suggest to look around at used car lots, dealerships, to get an idea what the prices are going for now. I mean, I know a lot of these cars are way over the top in the prices. I mean, you might as well buy a house with the cost of these cars now, including the used cars. But you never know. You might know someone who knows someone who knows someone that is getting rid of a car. You just need to shop around. But don't shop around when the tariffs become in place. And you're going to end up paying more and more prices. And everyone will know this. And basically all of these businesses and companies will have to raise prices due to the tariffs. And it's going to be a very difficult, challenging time for not just the regular population and people in general, but it's going to be very difficult and challenging for businesses as well. So if you're thinking of getting a new car and or a used car, do look around now we have at least maybe a month before before the president gets into office and starts implementing these tariffs. We don't know how it's going to be done. We don't know when, and we don't know how much of it is going to be rolling out either immediately or throughout 2025. I'm thinking it's going to be rolled out throughout 2025 and into the next coming years during his presidency. So instead of waiting and seeing, then you might want to do a lot of your shopping, if possible, now, and price checking on everything. And if you need a new car and or a newer used car, look into that. Look into purchasing that now while you can, before the prices go even higher. Now the medical field will also see an uptick in prices regarding these tariffs, because they too have to get parts, material, medical supplies that are not created and manufactured in America. So the cost is going to go up when it comes to the medical field. So you're going to probably see, more than likely, a higher medical bill, especially if you have to go in for checkups or visits or prescription drugs and all of those things. I mean, think about it. All of those, that's all going up. It's a given. So it affects every way around us, and we're going to need to really adjust to all of these changes as much as we possibly can. But if we can prepare ourselves ahead of time as best as possible, it should at least somewhat alleviate these higher costs for us and higher prices. But in between all of this, I think a good thing to do is to generate extra income for oneself, for you and your family, and have like multiple streams of income, and just keep finding ways and keep generating extra income, especially if you're on a limited income, your fixed income, or if you have one job. If you can figure out other ways of creating extra income, do so by all means. Now, not just the medical field will be affected, and medical supplies and all of those things, but so too will your pet supplies and your pet medicines. All of that will be affected as well. So you want to prepare ahead of time, especially for your pets, your fur babies. They are a part of your family. So you need to prepare for Fluffy or for Rover, or for Fishy, or whatever type of pets that you do have. You might have farm animals, so you would really need to be on top of it so that you can cover your pets well enough and keep your pets comfortable, sound, secure, somewhat happy, and have all the necessary essential supplies for your pets, because the prices are going to go up there as well. Just look at it this way: everything basically is going to be affected by these tariffs, and all of us are going to be affected. All the businesses are going to be affected. Prices are going to even rise higher in these businesses. So yeah, we don't know how much, but we've seen prices already going up. Nothing's going down, and nothing's really benefiting us in this downwards spiral economy financially as well. So you want to really be ahead of the curve as much as you possibly can, and pick up those items. Pick up a few items. Don't panic hoard buy. Just pick up what you need, what you feel you need, as much of what you and your family uses on the daily, because you don't want to wake up one day and find out that, okay, today bread was $5 and then tomorrow it's going to be $50 a loaf. You want to get those specific items that you use a lot every day, every month, every year. You want to have a constant supply in the event that that particular item breaks down on you, and you have a spare. That's the whole thing. You want to prepare ahead of time, and all of these things with tariffs coming in, and we don't know what else is coming in. There's natural disasters that occur, job loss occurs. We gotta be prepared for anything and everything at any given moment. Being in a state of preparedness is where we need to be, because when the need arises, the time to prepare has already passed. All right, guys, have a great day. Aloha.